Hello, our fellow Moto Minds. This is our new 2024 KTM 450 XCF-W. We picked it up last week. We've been going through it, already started making products and started designs around this bike. We're really excited to get it in our shop. We've had the 23 version, and this thing is nicely improved on that. And I'm going to go through some of those improvements and some things that we like and dislike. First on what we do like is still a very underpowered light. It is DOT. They did change an LED, basically an LED light source. Might be a little hard to see. There's little yellow LEDs here. They reflect up into these reflectors in the top half. And then below, there's another set of 4 LEDs firing downward into this lower half of this reflector. And then there's a set of LEDs right here in the front. Those are kind of like the Euro park bulb and it's all just like in previous years. The headlight itself is all ready for high-low and the Euro bulb like the EXEs, but the harness on the bike side is just on-off, and it's only using the low beam circuit and that little Euro guy. So when it's on, it's low beam in that. So it's really, really weak light. It's not very noticeable from the previous year's incandescent. It does have a nicer cutoff, but we're happy it's really low power. And let's look at, they also changed the masks with these little wings here. They call them protectors, but they just kind of get in the way, in my opinion. You can see here they have a new subframe holding in the light, mounts at the top. So there's no more rubber fork straps. So pins in the bottom into the fender, and in the top there's 2 6mm bolts that are attached to the speedo. You can see the brass threaded inserts in the plastic. That's what holds it into place. You can see it has the ready for EXE. This will be the same bracket used on the EXEs. So there's ready for turn signals there. The one new thing is a new waterproof headlight plug for the 24s. In this case, you see the 4 wires, high-low, Euro park on this side. On this side, there's only 3 wires. Again, it's low beam, the little bulb on the front, or the little light on the front, and brown is ground on these chassis. They did not change that. Improvements here, that is cool to see. Just like on the half-year bikes, waterproof plug for the start and kill now integrated together. That's awesome. Our bomber bar switch is a super fast install to swipe this horrible switch out. I have a real hard time hitting the start button and kill, and even feeling through a glove if I have my finger in the right position. So after this video, I'll be putting our bomber bar switch on, of course. They did go to a waterproof plug for the speedo instead of, well, they were waterproof, but they were 4 or 5 of these. I mean, 5 if you count the map switch. But this is still here for the front wheel speed sensor for the Odo, and then the rest of them go into this waterproof plug. Weird that they keep the light switch, so they just populated just the switch here, which is a new style little clicker that's already starting to stick on me a little bit. You can see sometimes you hear the click, sometimes you don't. We will go with an on-off bar mounted switch, bomber bar switch with that, of course. But this is likely going to be used on the EXE. They've historically used this for the multifunction switch, high-low horn signals. Well, high-low horn will go through here, and then signals usually another plug, Molex plug. But I'm surprised this is not waterproof, but it's an old style Molex. You can see there. Little plug for what I assume on the EXE bikes will be the turn signal indicator. One nice thing, look how high the speedo is. They finally moved it up. You can see this guy. That's a nice touch. Do not understand. I mean, I think it's mostly aesthetics, maybe. I don't know. Some think it provides some additional flex for kind of X-Trig style. When I first saw the photos online, I thought it was all the way through. I thought this was recessed and actually avoided and seeing the fork tube, but it's not. It's just a pocket machined out. Torque settings, if I remember correctly, are exactly the same as previous years. In the cast, now they have these front holes. They were just only in the billet before. And they finally, every time we got a bike, we would drill these out, but now they have little holes, train holes. So after you wash the bike, you're not sitting there with a puddle. One thing that's great that we've noticed is if you already have a light and you want to switch over, so this is the 17 to 23 style mask with one of our moto-minded lights and rubber fork straps, that will go straight on the bike. The only thing you need to do is pick up one of our plug adapters. So basically that'll allow you to go to the old style KTM plug into the new style. We have these on our website already. Right here we have the load tester, which will be testing the stator capacity at idle all the way and then all the way up to the higher RPM. One thing we found that in the manual, it states that the stator is 70 watts. That is not true. I checked with KTM. They said that is a copy-paste mistake. It is the higher wattage LED. We haven't seen in writing what it actually is. Maybe when we see the EXE manual, we'll see what the high. They always rate it at the highest peak level stator. So it used to be 198 watts. Again, like I said, we're going to load test it and figure out. Really, the limit is, what is it at idle? That's the low RPM idle. That's the limit of your stator. That's where you know how many electronics and accessories you could put on this guy. So that was a little surprise there when we saw the 70 watts in the manual, but then got with KTM. They said absolutely not, because a bike coming with a light and the radiator fan needs the higher wattage stator. It would kill that. That XC stator, as most people know, is 70 watts. The bike needs about 35 to run, and just adding this light would kill it, and then light and fan would kill that 70 watt stator. So it does not have that. Other little aesthetic thing, we do like the look of the new guards. That's pretty cool. You can see I already broke the lever on this guy. Seat is nice. Pretty much, it's a new swing arm. Looks very similar. We have the bulletproof design swing arm guards. We hope to have the BRP chain guards soon. Kickstand is nice, new, beefy. Foot pegs are great. You've seen that mirrors, this bike's between the XCs and the EXCs, so it shares a lot of that cool components on there, and we like to see that. I also wanted to note one dislike. This year, 24, it's not coming with a skid plate. Previous years, 23 was the only previous year for this 450. It came with a skid plate, and final gearing is surprisingly low as well. 23, this was a 1450, and now it's a 1352. That's pretty surprising. Love the suspension out of the box. Great suspension. Stiffer chassis is taking a little getting used to, but absolutely love the suspension on this thing. The toolless adjustment. There's rebound on the shock. We have high speed, low speed, and then same way, have the same clickers on top, and both legs have rebound clickers on there. Love that. Like I said, great suspension out of the box, but I'll be taking it to Factory Suspension Works and having them kind of go through. That's really it in a nutshell. We're going to have more videos soon, releasing more products soon. Hopefully you check back and see our other videos, and we'll be doing the stator load test next. Thank you.